Charles Dumas is head of international research at Lombard Street Research. He joins us from our London bureau now. Charles, how much credence do you give China's latest manufacturing numbers?
I don't find it particularly surprising. The expansion had switched to an export-led basis by the end of last year, and exports around the world are likely to be doing quite a bit worse now because the whole world is slowing down. The US, after its inventory-driven surge, is slowing in the first quarter, and Europe is at a dead stop. So not surprisingly, China is feeling that a little bit on the export front. But as far as the rest of it goes, we think they are overheated by about 6 or 7 percentage points, and this may slow growth down to about on trend, but it's unlikely to slow growth down below trend.
You think that the Chinese are using their stimulus money wisely, able to stimulate more domestic demand?
I think they're cutting back to a great degree on the domestic stimulus. The year-on-year growth rate of money has declined from just under 30% to about 26, 27% on the latest measure, just in a couple of months, that is, and is going down, is liable to go down fast. But the problem, of course, is that as long as the $1 peg stays in place, it's going to be loaded towards an export economy, and that means that if they're going to cool the economy off, which they still need to do, it'll have to be by restricting domestic demand, which is a pity, considering they've only stimulated it a year ago.
Well, you've begged a very important question. Does that peg stay in place? How long can China maintain it if growth is slowing?
Maintain the peg, yes. Well, obviously, the peg lasts longer if export growth slows and at the same time they restrict domestic demand. My guess is that the peg is going to go later this year, but it's a political issue as much as anything else, and they may just choose to hang on. And if they do, of course, that means that much more has to be knocked off domestic demand to balance the economy.
All right, Charles Dumas, thank you very much for being with us this morning from our London bureau.